In this video, we will talk about the truth about the Titanic, myths versus reality, so make sure to watch the full video. The Titanic disaster remains one of the most tragic and captivating events in history. Over a century after the ship's ill-fated voyage, myths and misconceptions continue to surround the story of its sinking. From the unsinkable claims to the heroic band playing as the ship went down, the truth often gets lost in sensationalized stories. In this exploration, we'll separate fact from fiction, diving into the most common myths about the Titanic and revealing the reality behind them. By uncovering these truths, we can gain a deeper understanding of the disaster and the legacy it left behind for future generations. 1. The unsinkable myth. The Titanic was once considered the pinnacle of engineering and design, with many believing that it was unsinkable due to its advanced safety features and watertight compartments. This myth was fueled by the media and public perception, and the ship's builders never fully claimed it would never sink, only that it was practically unsinkable. However, over time, the story of the Titanic being an unsinkable vessel grew in strength, leading to the unfortunate overconfidence that contributed to its tragic fate. After the iceberg collision and the subsequent sinking, the myth of its invincibility became deeply ingrained in public memory, a symbol of human arrogance and over-reliance on technology. 2. The band played "Nearer, My God, to Thee." One of the most enduring images from the Titanic tragedy is that of the ship's band playing music as the ship sank. The song that is most often cited in popular culture is "Nearer, My God, to Thee." However, recent research and witness accounts suggest that the band may have played a variety of tunes as the disaster unfolded. While some survivors recall hearing hymns and solemn music, others remember different songs being played in those final moments. Regardless of the specific music played, the story of the band's bravery and composure in the face of death remains a powerful and poignant testament to the human spirit during one of the worst maritime disasters in history. 3. Lifeboats were half empty. One of the most tragic aspects of the Titanic disaster was the underutilization of its lifeboats. With lifeboats designed to carry 1,178 passengers, the ship only had enough to accommodate about half of its total capacity. Many lifeboats left the ship partially empty due to a combination of confusion, panic, and a lack of proper evacuation procedures. Crew members did not fully understand how to organize the evacuation, and many passengers were reluctant to board the lifeboats, not realizing the severity of the situation. This tragic mistake compounded the death toll, as many lifeboats left with fewer than their capacity, leaving hundreds stranded in the freezing waters of the Atlantic. 4. The rich were favored over the poor. While it is often claimed that the Titanic's wealthy passengers were prioritized over the poorer third-class passengers, the reality is more nuanced. Class distinctions played a significant role in the survival rates, with first-class passengers more likely to survive due to their access to lifeboats and proximity to the upper decks. However, many third-class passengers faced severe obstacles, including restricted access to lifeboats, lack of clear evacuation instructions, and difficulty navigating the ship's complex layout. Despite the challenges, there were also instances of crew members making efforts to save people from all classes. Still, the tragic disparity in survival rates serves as a stark reminder of the social inequalities of the time. 5. An iceberg caused the disaster. The Titanic's collision with an iceberg is often blamed as the sole cause of the disaster. While it was indeed the catalyst for the ship's sinking, the iceberg was not the only factor that led to the tragedy. The ship was traveling at high speeds despite numerous iceberg warnings, which contributed to the severity of the damage when it struck the iceberg. Additionally, the ship's construction materials, including brittle rivets and steel, may have worsened the damage. The Titanic was a marvel of engineering, but its flaws were not fully understood at the time, leading to a series of unfortunate events that resulted in one of the greatest maritime disasters in history. 6. The Titanic was the first ship of its kind. It is a common misconception that the Titanic was the first of its kind, a revolutionary and unique vessel. In fact, it was the second of the Olympic-class ships designed by the White Star Line, following the RMS Olympic. The Titanic was built as part of a series of luxury liners intended to dominate transatlantic travel, offering unparalleled luxury and comfort. While the Titanic featured several groundbreaking design elements, such as its lavish interiors and advanced safety features, it was far from the first large ocean liner. The Olympic-class ships were part of a broader plan to challenge competitors like Cunard's Lusitania and Mauretania, both of which had been in service for some time before the Titanic's ill-fated voyage. 7. Captain Smith's role in the tragedy. Captain Edward Smith's role in the Titanic disaster has been a subject of controversy and debate for over a century. Smith, who had a long career in the White Star Line, was regarded as one of the best captains of his time, but his decisions on the night of the disaster have been scrutinized. Some believe that Captain Smith ignored multiple iceberg warnings and failed to reduce speed as the ship approached dangerous waters. Others argue that the captain was acting in accordance with standard practices of the time and was simply faced with an unprecedented crisis. Despite his actions, Captain Smith's final moments aboard the sinking ship, reportedly going down with it, have cemented his place in history as a tragic figure in this disaster. 8. The Titanic's cursed reputation. Over the years, the Titanic has been surrounded by rumors of a curse, fueled by premonitions, superstitions, and unusual coincidences. Some claim that the ship's construction was marked by omens, such as the strange numerology involving the numbers 390,904, allegedly spelling out no pope when reflected in water. Others point to stories of passengers who reportedly experienced ominous dreams or bad luck before boarding the ship. Additionally, the fact that the Titanic was competing with rival ships, like Cunard's RMS Lusitania, has sparked conspiracy theories. While these claims have little basis in fact, they reflect the human desire to find meaning in tragedy and the mystery surrounding the Titanic's fateful voyage. 9. The wreck was never found for many years. The location of the Titanic's wreck was believed to be an unsolved mystery. It wasn't until 1985, when oceanographer Robert Ballard and a team of researchers discovered the wreck at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean, that the truth was revealed. The ship was found approximately 12,500 feet below the surface, broken into two large pieces. The wreck offered valuable insights into the ship's final moments, including how it broke apart during the sinking. Before its discovery, myths circulated about the wreck's location, with many believing it had been lost forever. The find also sparked renewed interest in the Titanic, leading to more explorations and even the recovery of artifacts from the wreck. 10. Titanic's legacy lives on. Despite the Titanic sinking over a century ago, its legacy remains as powerful as ever. The ship's story serves as a poignant reminder of human ambition, hubris, and the fragility of life. Its tragic fate has inspired countless books, films, and documentaries, most notably James Cameron's 1997 blockbuster, which rekindled interest in the disaster. The Titanic's tale of heroism, sacrifice, and loss continues to captivate audiences around the world, ensuring its place in the collective memory. As new discoveries are made about the ship's final hours and the lives lost aboard, the Titanic's legacy evolves, adding new layers to a story that will never be forgotten. The Titanic's legacy continues to captivate the world, not only because of the tragedy itself but also because of the myths and misconceptions that have evolved around it. From the myth of the ship being unsinkable to the heroic tale of the band playing on as the vessel sank, many stories have been distorted or exaggerated over time. However, uncovering the truth behind these myths gives us a more accurate understanding of the events that led to the disaster. The Titanic was a marvel of its time, but it also served as a stark reminder of human vulnerability and the limitations of technology. As we continue to learn more about the ship and its fateful voyage, we honor those who perished and gain valuable insights into the importance of safety, humility, and the lessons of history. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. Also, subscribe to our channel before you go. Thank you for watching.